Monstervox Productions, LLC.
I feel like my whole life has been building up to this podcast, and I need a Tums. How's everybody doing? It's Marty Merriman here at the Albatross Room. This is my nightclub. It's been here since the 20s, and it's fallen apart. It's been rebuilt like 4 or 5 times. Once in the 50s, again in the 60s, and then nothing for 30 years or so, and now it's the same. It's the same as it was 30 years ago. After the last upgrade, and we lived differently back then. We didn't upgrade things every 4 minutes. We took our time with it. We enjoyed it, and that's it. We enjoyed the places and the people that we were with. And I know I sound like an old fuddy when I say things like this, but you should appreciate your elders and what they had and what they built for you, and also what they neglected. My club being one thing. On the show today, we've got Charlie Napier. Charlie is an accomplished celebrity impersonationist. Celebrity impersonationist. It took me 4 takes to get that. But we're going to talk to Charlie, and we're going to ask him about his tour coming up in the greater New Jersey area. And he's appearing at the Albatross, on the Albatross stage tonight. And Charlie will be with us very shortly in the podcast. Apparently, this is a thing. The podcast is a thing that people do so that their voice can be heard. And I don't know what the problem is with just talking to yourself. If you want to hear your voice or hear other people's voices, maybe ask them. I don't know. But I talked to my mother, and my mother said, Marty, you need to make your voice heard. Heard. I forget the accent that my mother has. She says, Charlie, and my name isn't Charlie, it's Marty. So you can tell that I'm a little discombobulated with my first podcast. Not quite sure where I'd like to come from in my background. Okay, we're back, and my mother says, Marty, you got to do the podcast. You make your voice heard. You know a lot of things, and you've been a lot of places, and you've seen a lot of stuff, and you've fought in a lot of struggles, and you've struggled with a lot of things, and you should maybe use your gifts and talk to people and tell people what it's about and what it's all coming to. And I said, Mom, let me tell you that sounds friggin' great. And I said okay, because if I didn't say okay, she'd be at me every 5 minutes to do a podcast. So here I am, Marty Merriman. Again, that's my name, and we're at the Albatross Room. And coming up, we've got Charlie Napier. Thank you so much for listening to my son's podcast. He's very shy, so just be patient with him. I told him this would be good for him. It'll help him reach out to people, and he's got such a thin skin, and he doesn't take criticism very well. So if you make any comments, or if there's a comment section to the podcast, just say things that will make him feel empowered, and that's all. Okay, in the Albatross today, and taking the Albatross stage tonight is my good friend celebrity impersonatron, Mr. Charlie Napier. Charlie, it's good to see you, my friend. How you been these days?
Oh, I tell you, Marty, there's so many centipedes in my house right now. They're just all over the place. They're all over the kitchen counter and the walls, and they're going in and out of the spouts. And I'd like to get rid of them, but I can't. Is it peanut butter? Is it peanut butter that you use to get rid of the centipedes?
That's great, Charlie. I understand you've been doing a tour of the greater Jersey area. Can you tell me how that's been going?
Oh, I love the non sequitur there. That's very hip. Yeah, it's going good. Doing mostly grocery stores and going over by the produce and getting some good deals there at the store. I got 2 heads of lettuce the other day for a coupon I had that I found in my pocket. But the tour's going good. If I'm not welcome in the produce section, I usually stand outside in the parking lot and maybe I get a couple of dimes thrown at me. And it's going well, and I'm happy with the response. The people have been very direct with their critiques, and I just couldn't be happier to be out of the house.
Wonderful. I wish you the best of luck on the rest of your tour, and of course, break all the legs, break Lefty's leg and Rocco's leg, break all the legs you can this evening. And hopefully Lefty and Rocco won't be here. Now, you are, by your own admission, that's not the right word, profession, an Arnold Schwarzenegger specialist. So why don't you give me the old chop a bit, so the folks can listen in and hear your Schwarzenegger for me, Charlie Napier. That happens sometimes. I apologize. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay, I know you love this bit, Marty. I know you do. Okay, here I go.
Get to the chopper. Go. Do it now. Do it. Go. I love the chopper bit. It never gets old. So, Charlie, tell us how you got into the act of being an impersonator.
Well, that's a funny story, Marty. That happened. I first got the bug to be a celebrity impersonator after my wife left me for that bus driver. You remember the bus driver, Charlotte? Charlotte, the bus driver? Yeah, that. Oh, yeah.
So
oh, yeah. It was a tough time, but I remember I was doing the dishes one night, and wouldn't you know, my wife and I's song came on the radio, and I just lost it right there. I still remember Butterfly, Crazy Town. Come my lady, come my lady, and I was just in the water. My face surrounded by warm, dirty dishwater, and I came up out of the water, and I was just. And if you recognize that, Marty, that's Arnold in pain. So whenever you see in a movie that sound,
you blew my cover. Get your ass to Mars.
And that was me with the Crazy Town song playing on the radio and my face in the dishwater, and the rest is very traumatic to relive. I did lots of things after that that I am not proud of.
Say something, Marty.
It's so great to know so many talented people like you, Charlie. I'm so glad you're here tonight. I'm so glad you're here with me now. And it's just wonderful. I wish you the best of luck tonight and with the tour. Again, Charlie Napier, professional Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonatrix. This is a lovely selection for this segment. Thank you so much. This is a sentimental moment for me. This is my inaugural podcast. And thank you so much, Charlie. Take care. I received a gift from an old friend. If you don't know, my great-great-grandfather was a vaudevillian, and my family has a long tradition of being in the entertainment business. And I received this gift from the widow of my great-great-grandfather's longtime manager, Sliney Carmichael. And I would like to read you this letter and share with you this gift. Dear Marty, congratulations on your podcast. I know you will do very well. To inspire you on your way, I have sent you this parcel that I found in Sliney's things. It is, so far as I can tell, a first pressing of one of the first vaudeville sketches ever put onto vinyl. It features your great-great-granddad doing all of his famous voices that made him such a hit in the vaudeville scene. Now, I haven't played this. We brought out Mom's old phonograph, and we're going to play this record for you. It has no label. It has no label on it. All that's scratched into it is 12 Jimmies. That's all it says. So we're going to play this record, this gift. Thank you so much to Barbara Carmichael, widow to Sliney Carmichael, for this gift. And I hope you all enjoy what must be something like circa 1928, 29, something like that, record with my great-great-granddad doing all the voices and parts for this sketch, which must be called 12 Jimmies. Here we go.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hey there, Jimmy.
Hi, Jim. Hello there, Jimmy.
Hello, James.
Where's Jimmy?
Over here, Jimmy.
Good to see you, Jim.
So, what are you doing here, Jim?
Well, I was hoping to see Jimmy. Good to see you, Jimbo. Don't sneak up on me, Jimmy. Jim? Jimmy?
Jimmy?
Jimmy? Hello, Jim. James? James. So good to see you, Jim. Where's Jimmy?
Still over here, Jimmy.
Not you, James. Jimmy. He's in a coma.
Oh, that's just awful, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Damn, Jimmy's not going to be here.
No, he's still coming.
Uh-oh, here comes trouble.
Jimmy. 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 Hello. It would appear, as they say, the gang's all here.
Wait a minute. What about Jimmy?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jim. Oh, where'd Jim go?
I'm over here now, Jimmy.
Stay close now, Jimmy.
Did you bring Jimmy?
Well, you can't fool the senses, I guess. Oh, that was wonderful. That was so wonderful. My great-granddad, he could do the whole barbershop quartet. He could do Coney Island Baby all by his lonesome, and it would freak people out. It would. From the stories I heard, many who witnessed that would be tearing their hair out and running for the doors. Bedlam. But he was a great talent, and I am proud to carry on his tradition. Okay, we're moving. Okay, today is Cinco de Mayo. It's Cinco de Mayo today, as we're recording our podcast. And, you know, I was always curious what else happened on holidays. You know, we know these dates, December 25th. We all know what that means. And February 14th is St. Valentine's Day Massacre. I was wondering what else happened on these days. So for this segment, we're going to take a look at what happened on May 5th, besides Cinco de Mayo. So here we go with this segment here. Courtesy of OnThisDay.com. Free plug for them. In 1904, Cy Young pitches the first 27 up, 27 out, perfect game in the modern era for baseball. That's how you get a trophy named after you. That's how you do it. 1969, a young man named Lou Alcindor gets drafted by the Milwaukee Bucks, number 1 overall. We know him as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greats and a hell of an actor. That movie Airplane, where he grabs the kid and he says, "Go tell your old man to drag Walton and Lanier up and down the court for 48 minutes." Airplane. And one more, this is interesting. In the year 1260, that was a long time ago, Kublai Khan becomes the king of the Mongolian Empire. He is the grandson of Genghis Khan. And if you believe all the generational DNA stuff that's popular now, we are all pretty much grandchildren of Genghis Khan. So say congratulations to your stepbrother Kublai for a long time ago taking over the Mongolian Empire. And coming up, I think we have Darren at the Shell Station. Hopefully.
This week on Crisis Existential. Is it a podcast? Is it not a podcast? If it is a podcast, will it provide meaningful content? If not a podcast, what then is the content? And if we decipher said content as being meaningful, is it meaningful per se or meaningful by proxy? If meaningful by proxy, taking the last part first, who then is said proxy of the aforementioned meaning, and how would we identify him or her or both or... This week on Crisis Existential, whose meaning inhabits the content of this podcast yet to be determined? And if indeed meaning exists, does it belong to this person of whom we are speaking, to the person speaking the content, or to the content itself? Or are we indeed speaking of a person? Is the factor to which the meaning belongs a who, a what, or something else? And if one were to factor out the X factor, the who factor, and the Y factor, would any meaning remain? Can content exist without meaning? Can meaning exist without content? The answers to these questions and special guest Snoop Dogg, all this week on Crisis
Existential.
I want to be where the people are. I want to see. Them. Oh, we're back. Okay. With the thing with the... Oh, okay. We're calling this segment, Whose Landline Is This Anyway? My mother came up with the title. I think it's crap, but you know what we're gonna do? What we're gonna do is we're gonna call somebody in the old neighborhood and just ask them how they're doing. They're usually somebody that's got just kind of a crap job where they got to stand around all day. So today we're gonna be talking to Darren at the Shell Station. So let's get him on the phone here. Hey, Darren, how are you?
Can't complain.
That's great. That's good to hear. So what's your typical day like working at the Shell Station, Darren?
Well, you know, I come in and I restock the bottled water and the condoms and just sit here behind the counter and work on my master's thesis.
Wait, a master's thesis? A thesis for a master? That's incredible. That's incredible. What's your thesis on there, Darren?
16th century Zapotec pottery.
Well, that sounds very interesting, Darren. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about what makes the Zapotec pot different from the Aztec pot?
Both are legal in the state of New Jersey.
Oh, he's a comedian. Hey, Ma! I don't know where she went. Thank you for the pun, Darren.
No problem.
So, Darren, are you a pottery person yourself? Do you make the clay receptacles in which you put libations and such?
Yeah, my girlfriend has a kiln and a potter's wheel.
Potter's wheel. That sounds romantic, like Mr. Swayze and Demi Moore in that movie. You do anything like that with your girlfriend? I know this is a personal question, but there's some nights where you sit at the potter's wheel with some clay and stuff is kind of spinning and things get amorous?
Yes.
I had no idea you had such a brain in you, Darren, that you're so creative. I mean, you're an artist and you work at a gas station? I mean, well, that makes sense. This is America. Anything you want to impart to the artists who may be listening to this podcast now?
Financial stability is a pipe dream. and the metaphor for your social existence will be that of a sensitive, compassionate soul being condescended to by an old white alpha male wearing a football jersey.
That's good advice. That's good advice, Darren. You have a good rest of your day and stay behind the glass, okay?
Fire.
Darren's a good boy. He's a good boy. He knows where his priorities are. What do we got coming up next? Oh, we got to wrap up with Ma. Ma's coming on. Hey, I'm so excited.
Hello, this is Bob Schleboygan of Garden State Savings and Loan. We are a proud sponsor of Marty at the Albatross, and we just want our loyal customers to know that after 23 years of business and 6 months of investigation, we are still open.
My mother has arrived in all of her regal glory.
Hello, everybody. Oh, this is a nice microphone.
My beautiful mother, Mr. Esther Marmon.
How much did you pay for this?
Mrs. Esther Marmon.
Weepy, honey, you gotta get better at concentrating on your words.
Sometimes my head just gets a little jumbled. It just gets a little jumbled, Ma. The words that come out aren't the right words, and you have to accept that, Mom. You just have to accept that from your son, okay? Okay. Tell me what you've been doing, Mom. Did you have a nice day, Mom?
Well, I was listening to your interview with Charlie, and I thought he has such an interesting life and interesting things that he does in the grocery stores and in the parking lots. And I thought to myself, Esther Princess, maybe you'd be good at doing stuff like that. The people voices and the thing. What do you think, Weepy?
Oh, that's great, Ma. That's great. Who do you think you can impersonate?
Pat Benatar.
Well, I tell you, Mom, that sounds great. We'll look forward to that on a future episode of Marty at the Albatross. I want to thank everybody for listening.
I can't believe you would end the show when your mother just come on, and I've been working on the Pat Benatar, and maybe you want to hear it and maybe not, but no, you want to end your program, and you want to end your...
And thank you especially to Monstervox Productions and Scott over there. Scott is a good man. He knows that this is a therapeutic sort of thing for me. And I do appreciate the opportunity of being a part of his endeavors. And we'll end this episode with What's for Dinner?
What's for dinner tonight, Ma?
Just cut her off. Just cut her off. Hey, sorry, the show isn't quite long enough. So we're gonna I'm just gonna say goodbye to you and thank you again. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, 23 minutes. Thank you, Buzzsprout. You are a wonderful host. Kiss, kiss.
This has been a presentation of Monstervox Productions. All persons in this podcast are fictional. Any resemblance to any person living or dead is purely coincidental and not intended by the creator. Copy that grabs. Audio that crushes. Monstervox.